Good morning, students. My name is Kefa Nyakundi. I'm going to take to customs procedure, and as we remember that we were to deal with export promotion schemes. That was our topic which we dealt with last time, but because of COVID we left it somewhere. But I'm going to do a recap and we proceed from where we left. So we discussed about export promotion schemes. We said these are schemes designed by the government in order to promote production of goods for export. So normally these schemes are there to just promote investors and also to make sure to make the country to be that an exportable country. So investors can come to our country through these schemes from the government and produce those goods which are needed. And the requirement is that after production of these goods, they are normally exported out of the country. And as you know, according to economics, the issue of balancing of trade, whereby the government tries to balance the issue of export and imports. But the main objective of these schemes here is to just facilitate trade or promote trade and also create job opportunities for our citizens. As you remember, the requirement is that almost or about 60% of employees in those facilities must be Kenyans. So the issue of employment or job opportunities also created. So the government normally give incentives that can make sure the investors can incite the investors to come to our country to start those facilities. And some of the export promotion schemes that the government has put in place, as we said, is the export processing zone, the manufacture and the bond. Then we have the outward process and inward process. Remember, we discussed about the export processing zone and the manufacture and the bond. I'm not going to repeat about it. I go direct to the what we call inward process. Inward process means the custom procedure under which certain goods can be brought in a partner state, conditionally exempted from duty on the basis that such goods will be used to manufacture, process, and subsequent exportation or exported. So it's a customs procedure whereby the government has allowed some of the investors to import particular good or certain goods under particular terms and conditions, to produce those goods or to process those goods. And these goods which I'm talking about, they must be raw materials, to process them or to manufacture them, but the condition is to export them out of the country. But if you want to import them or to bring those goods for home consumption, there is the issue of now paying what we call import duties. But remember, the government here has promoted these individuals and investors. When they bring this raw material from outside the country, they don't pay any duties. There is the issue of exempted from payment of duty when bringing raw materials will be used for the same purpose, to manufacture, to process, and to export. Now the government wants you to export so that they can do trade, earn foreign currency, and also earn some taxes or duties here and there so that they can continue to improve the infrastructure of the country, and also to make sure the people who are employed earn the basic salary and also improve their living standards. So that's where the government is focused, or normally focused on, the issue of jobs and the issue of trade facilitation, especially international trade. So we need to sell out, not just to always import. So if a country can just import like that, remember the economy will not be good. It's like a person who's just purchasing. So what will happen? Your money at long last will be finished. But when you purchase and you sell, remember when you sell you get some money, and when you purchase you give out money. So the government must balance that, at least to hand money and also to give out money in the import goods. But here you need to export those goods that they're conditioned, and if you go against those conditions, there are those legal channels which will be followed upon you as the investor. So the government will not allow. But if you want to sell them locally after manufacturing, I've said you need to pay duties. That's another condition which is there. So there are those conditions for authorization for this kind of farms or inward processing. First, they say the applicant must provide a customs security. We discussed about the issue of customs security. We said customs security is a security which you assure the government that the process which you are going to do, or the process must follow the terms and conditions which you agreed by the government. And if you will go against these terms and conditions, the government can have the security which you placed to stand for the process or to take that security bond, and also give other penalties, harsh penalty to you if you go against the terms and conditions. So the applicant must provide that security to secure the process itself. So to assure the government you are not going to go against the condition terms which were placed there. And two, they say applicant offer the proper conduct of the operation. So the applicant must offer the proper conduct of the operation, meaning that you have to stay with the terms and conditions, or you have to conduct yourself according to the terms and conditions agreed upon. Then another point 3, they say the imported goods can be identified, the process of product or finished product, or the final product, or sometimes we call them compensating product. So the raw materials which you imported will be identified in the compensating product. So that means that if the customs officer can go through, or during verification and checking find that the raw material were not used in the finished product, then the government will take legal actions to you. But you have to assure them first that the raw materials that you are going to import, which is not taxed by the government, will be used to produce the finished goods. That's how it normally happens. Then we have the entry and examination of goods during the inward process. We have been saying that entry or importation process is the same. You have to follow all the procedures of importation when importing this product. But remember, the incentive the government has given there is the exempted of duties, duty exemption. That's the only what we call incentive which is there. But goods shall be entered or must be entered during the entry or during importation of these raw materials for the process. And proper officer should always examine and verify those goods accordingly to make sure that what you agree with the government is always online. And also they will also have what we call the person who is authorized, who shall keep all records of the process and importation for future reference. And also there will be always time limits of this process, and always they say it's 1 year. So the process shall take 1 year, and if you say that the process is not finished within 1 year, you have to apply, then the government will give you the mandate to go ahead. But if you not apply, then the government will take the legal actions to you. That's what it means. But if you check the exportation process, after you have processed this, how you have changed the raw material into finished product, which we call the exports. Now, there's the how, or there's that process on how you need to export them from the country. And always the process is the same. You enter the goods, and we have talked always about the entry form, which is C17. And also allow the proper officer to examine those goods accordingly. Then proper documentation will be also considered areas according to the exportation. Then the government will allow you to export. Remember, the reason why the government is doing this, or the issue of verification and examination, and also counter-checking the documents, is to make sure the process which was licensed, or the farms from the investors which were licensed and they were to produce export goods, has been followed the latter. Meaning they have to check the raw materials which were used, the quantities which you agreed with the government, and also allows you to bring the document for checking and verification, and making sure there's no any other issue which may arise. And if compliance is there, then the government will allow to export out of the country. But someone might ask this question, that what if the investor want to sell those goods locally or home consumption? So the issue is very simple. You just do the importation process. Importation process will be done. Remember, if you set a facility in our country and you are an investor, the government assumes that that facility is a foreign facility, even if that facility maybe it is within our county. Yeah? Then the importation process will start. So first you need to find the customs officer, fill those entries, and attach documentation for evidencing the entries. Then pay revenue to the government. After paying those revenue, make a set of documents and place them in a file. Then carry that file to the customs officer to a particular area where you'll be told to bring the goods by the customs. Then they will examine the documents versus the goods which you want to sell locally. And if they find that the whole information is okay, they will allow you to sell those goods to our citizens. But if you sell those goods without the knowledge of the government, that's known as smuggling. Or sometimes they can decide to call it a black market, whereby you are selling goods without paying duties. Remember, the objectives of the export promotion scheme, as I said, it was to allow the investors to come, produce, and export out of the country. So when you sell without the knowledge of the government, you are going against the terms and conditions which you have agreed upon with the government. So that's about the inward process. For the more notes or for more information, you will check online. I've posted those notes. We have another one, which is known as outward process. Outward process, as I said, it means just where customs allow you to bring goods or to take goods which are in free circulation in a partner state and export them out of the country temporarily to go to be used to manufacture, processing, or repair particular goods outside the country. Then after the process will be complete, then you re-import those goods again. I mean that some partner state or some country, they may have more raw materials, or they may have more facilities that are idle. Other country may come in and request for such raw materials to go to help them to process or to manufacture particular goods. And after a particular time, the projects finish at that partner state, those goods will be reimported again or will be brought back here in our country. But you must assure the government by placing a security bond, as I said, and that one will help the government to continue facilitating that process. And remember, the security bond will be there just to make sure you don't go against the rules and regulations of the government. So that's what we call basically how to process. Though the procedure of export or import is the same, like in one process. But remember, I've said that the export promotion schemes, the main objective is to allow the investor to come in, produce, and export those goods outside the country. But we have basically the importance of export promotion schemes. And I've said our objectives of these export promotion schemes, and I've said there's the issue of employment. Always youths will be employed, remember that. So we need investors to come in our country, more investors to create jobs for our youths. Two, there's the issue of industrialization. Remember, when the country start to feel that there's that process of industrialization, there's production of goods, industry being set, then they can have more goods for export to sell out of the country. There's that issue of technology transfer. Remember, when you allow investors to come in, they come with a lot of new findings, one of them being a technology. So the government or the citizen will gain from such benefits in the issue of technology transfer. Then another issue is to when the government hand foreign currency or foreign exchange, and also to promote trade is another objective, which will allow the country to have that good relationship between other countries when they are doing trade. That's the main objectives of these export promotion schemes. At that point, I'll say thank you. Meet you next time to another class, and you just read and work hard. The exams around the corner. Thank you very much.